I'm Susan. My first project is Easter wall decor, and I'm using these bits of yardsticks that was given to me. This video is the Sunday Funday challenge hosted by Janny and Dyanne of Deco Easy. I absolutely love these ladies, and this is probably my favorite challenge each month because we get to do whatever we want to do. I will list Deco Easy's channel as well as the playlist for this challenge in my description box down below. Click on that little arrow and my description box will drop down. I arranged my yardsticks into a pattern that I liked and glued them together using craft sticks. I laid the second set of craft sticks on top so that they would be identical before gluing them as well. I painted them using Waverly chalk paint in plaster. I had this pretty vinyl in blue and white, and I cut bunny decals using my Cricut. I attached them to my painted stick boards. I used transfer tape to transfer the decals onto my boards, and before pressing down, I just kind of looked at it to make sure it was where I wanted it to be before rubbing the decal onto the board. Now I'm going to embellish using these little rose trinkets I got from BB Craft. I think they are so pretty, and I just tried to pick out Easter colors. And once I decided where I wanted them, I just hot glued them onto my bunny. Now I pick out the smallest bits of moss to put at the bottom. If you use too much, it looked messy. And this just kind of made it look like the grass. But because moss is so messy, I didn't want to use a lot of it. So I just found the good pieces that were stuck together really well. Because of the white background, my bunny didn't really pop. So I just took a Tombow marker and with a fine tip just barely went around the edge of the bunny, and I think this helped a lot. I made a hanger using jute twine and just glued it onto the back with hot glue. I made these carrots using tiny clothespins in a previous project, and so I just decided to use them on my picture to embellish. Now I just take a little bit of black paint and dry brush along the edges and along where it was glued together, and to distress it and make it look a little bit farmhouse-like. Every video I make has to have at least one part where I forget to cut on my camera, and this is it. I just wrap some twine along the top and hot glue it down and embellish it with some more of the little rose trinkets. And this is how it looks. I think they turned out adorable. I really like them a lot. For my second project, this is probably the easiest and one of my favorites. I had these pretty beads that I got on sale at Hobby Lobby, and I love the color just the way they are, and I just went from small to large and just ran jute twine through them. Now where the big bead is, I had to make a knot about 6 times to get it big enough to where the bead wouldn't go over it, and it didn't take that many times, maybe 2 or 3 times on the small end. And I just tied the knot and pushed them together, and I just think they made the cutest little carrots. Now I just take my jute twine and make a little tassel to make the grassy end of my carrots. and I just tied the tassel onto the end of my carrot using a tight knot. And I just cut off any of those extra strings that don't look right. And here's how they turned out. I really love them, and the camera does not do them justice. And I think the color is perfect. I didn't have to paint or anything. Those are very pretty beads. For my third and last project, I take this empty ribbon spool and paint it in Waverly chalk paint and moss. It only took one coat. And I took this wire that I had, this very thin wire, and I cut off two of the exact same size and made little bunny ears. And I just laid them into the lace and glued them down, leaving the ends on the outside. I flipped it around there and just glued it down and then cut around it to give me bunny ears. I took a styrofoam ball and just sliced a bit off so that it would sit flat, and I hot glued the lace around the ball in layers. The top layer of lace, I just pleated it as I glued so that it would lie flat. Then I just went over the top of the ball with some lace to make it look neat. And then I just glued it to the top of the painted ribbon spool. And then after I got it glued on, I trimmed off any of that extra lace that didn't look good and just neatened it up. And now I just add the bunny ears and just poke it into the styrofoam ball, and it held very well. I got an iridescent white pom-pom for the tail and glued it on. And now the spool I embellish with these roses, and I just pull them off of the stem. I got these roses at Dollar Tree. They're so pretty, and I used them a lot during Valentine's Day. And I just clipped the end that was so long, and I just glued the little roses on, and I would just go one and then go across just so I could get it all evened out. I put two behind one of the bunny's ears, and then I took the greenery from that rose pick and just cut it apart and glued in between the little rose buds. I glued the greenery going one way, and then I came back and glued it going the other way so that it would fill it out really well. And I love how this turned out. I think it is so cute. I love how feminine it looks and kind of shabby chic. And here are all of my projects. Which one did you like the best? I loved them all, but I have to say I'm kind of partial to those carrots. But although that bunny is awfully cute. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you hadn't. Ring that bell so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Don't forget to check out Deco Easy in the playlist. Thank you, Janny and Dyanne. And until next time, bye y'all.